I can feel the presence, peace within me. Peace is all that I am. I can feel the presence, peace within me. Peace is all I am. Life is all that I am. I can feel the presence, life within me. Life is all that I am. I can feel the presence, life within me. Life is all I am. Joy is all that I am. I can feel the presence, joy within me. Joy is all that I am. I can feel the presence, joy within me. Joy is all I am. Wisdom is all that I am. I can feel the presence, wisdom within me. Wisdom is all that I am. I can feel the presence, wisdom within me. Wisdom is all I am. Power is all that I am. I can feel the presence, power within me. Power is all that I am. I can feel the presence, power within me. Power is all I am. Truth is all that I am. I can feel the presence, truth within me. Truth is all that I am. I can feel the presence, truth within me. Truth is all I am. Bliss is all that I am. I can feel the presence, bliss within me. Bliss is all that I am. I can feel the presence, bliss within me. Bliss is all I am. Bliss is all that I am. I can feel the presence, bliss within me. Bliss is all that I am. I can feel the presence. This is all I am. Truth is all that I am. I can feel the presence, truth within me. Truth is all that I am. I can feel the presence, truth within me. Truth is all I am. Power is I can feel the presence, power within me. Power is all that I am. I can feel the presence, power within me. Power is all I am. Wisdom is all that I am. I can feel the presence, wisdom within me. Wisdom is all that I am. I can feel the presence, wisdom within me. Wisdom is all I am. Joy is all that I am. I can feel the presence, joy within me. Joy is all that I am. I can feel the presence, joy within me. Joy is all I am. Life is all that I am. I can feel the presence, life within me. Life is all that I am. I can feel the presence, life within me. Life is all I am. Peace is all that I am. I can feel the presence, peace within me. Peace is all that I am. I can feel the presence, peace within me. Peace is all I am. Forgiveness is all that I am. I can feel the presence, forgiveness within me. Forgiveness is all that I am. I can feel the presence, forgiveness within me. Forgiveness is all I am. Health is all that I am. I can feel the presence, health within me. Health is all that I am. I can feel the presence, health within me. Health is all I am. Strength is all that I am. I can feel the presence, strength within me. Strength is all that I am. I can feel the presence, strength within me. Strength is all I am. Patience is all that I am. I can feel the presence, patience within me. Patience is all that I am. I can feel the presence, patience within me. Patience is all I am. Love is all that I am. I can feel the presence, love within me. Love is all that I am. I can feel the presence, love within me. Love is all that I am. Love is all that I am. I can feel the presence, love within me. Love is all that I am. I can feel the presence, love within me. Love is all I am. can feel the presence, love within me. Love is all that I am. I can feel the presence, love within me. Love is all I am. Patience is all that I am. I can feel the presence, patience within me. Patience is all that I am. I can feel the presence, patience within me. Patience is all I am. Strength is all that I am. I can feel the presence, strength within me. Strength is all that I am. I can feel the presence, strength within me. Strength is all I am. Health is all that I am. I can feel the presence, health within me. Health is all that I am. I can feel the presence, health within me. Health is all I am.
Join with me for the next few minutes in meditation, and allow the words that I speak to be the words of your own heart. So take the time now to relax and get comfortable where you're seated, knowing that you are safe, knowing that you are one with Spirit. There is a universal law of mind that acts on your beliefs to create your experiences. And as you begin to identify and break free from negative patterns of belief, you become aware of the new possibilities. I earn a great deal of money. I spend money wisely. Borrowing money is easy for me. Paying money back is easy for me. I always have enough money. I have a very good credit rating. I earn raises easily. I have a savings account with a growing balance in it. I am financially successful. I am free of my need to gamble. All my bills are paid on time. I have money to buy what I need. I have money to buy what I desire. My retirement is provided for. I am providing for retirement. I am always financially secure. I am debt-free. I joyfully release money, knowing I am in its flow. I have the money to pay taxes. Everything I need is always provided. I have as much as I can accept. I love and bless my money. I manage money well. As I relax and breathe into this moment, I recognize there is a perfect presence and power in the universe. This infinite life, which expresses as the divine qualities of abundance and support, is the source of all good. I observe these qualities in evidence everywhere. In the vast number of stars in the sky and the leaves on the trees. In the bountiful rainfall and luxurious sunshine. I also observe how many different forms of life exist and how lavishly they are provided for. I notice how limitless and bountiful the universe is, and how many countless ways abundance is expressed. Recognizing the abiding presence of divine abundance and support, I become aware of the activity of God's power in the world around me. I take a moment now to think and feel about this presence and power. There is a presence and power greater than I am, God, which is the creator of everything around me. I recognize that there is one God, one life, one mind, and that it is ever present, ever active, and constantly creative. I now take a moment to contemplate the ever-presence of God. As I observe the presence and power of God everywhere around me, I begin to experience my deep connection with Spirit. I know without a doubt I am part of Spirit. I know there is one life, and that life is God, and that life is what I am. I also know there is one universal law of mind, which always responds to my beliefs. In this moment, I feel my oneness with the divine qualities of abundance and support. I take the time now to sense the presence of these qualities within me. I now remember a time when a particular need of mine was completely met. I now think of a time when I felt a secure sense of being supported and sustained. I now remember these occasions and others and reflect on them. In this stillness, I know that as a spiritual being, I am not separate from Spirit, nor am I separate from the power that gives form to divine qualities. I now take a moment to experience the unification. As I observe the presence and the power of Spirit everywhere around me, I become aware that I am part of a great unity. I accept and feel my oneness with Spirit. I experience my oneness with this presence and power greater than I am. I take a moment to experience it now. As I maintain a sense of unity with a presence and power greater than I am, I know that abundance and support exist in place of any of my problems. I take a moment now to contemplate this idea, releasing all doubt and reservation. With every moment, I am becoming more deeply convinced the new and positive experience I desire is unfolding for me now. I feel the feelings of this unfolding in my body and take a moment to experience them. I recognize and accept the presence of the divine qualities of abundance and support where my problem appears to be. In this moment, I am creating a mold for the universal law of mind, so I am clear, definite, and specific. I see it, I feel it, I experience my unfolding good now. I know my new experience is already taking form in my life through the activity of the universal law of mind. In this moment, I recall an occasion in my life when I felt a great outpouring of gratitude. I completely recapture in my imagination this special time of feeling grateful and allow the experience to be fresh and vivid for me again. I feel those feelings as though it was happening now. I know when I have an attitude of thanksgiving, when I know my need is already met, something in this attitude enhances my ability to have faith, to be open and receptive. So right now, completely and wholeheartedly, I accept that my money problems or any other problem is resolved, and I feel thankful for this situation. I am grateful. In this moment, I remember the feelings of an experience where I felt completely unburdened, as if a great weight had been lifted from my shoulders. I remember clearly what it felt like to let go. I remember the feeling of release. So gratefully in this moment, I choose to experience this feeling again in regards to this problem, or any problem I may have. I know that the universal law of mind is now creating the results I desire. I relax and experience a sense of trust, certain that this resolution is unfolding. I sit in this feeling of release, completely unburdened, completely free, completely grateful. I know my good is unfolding now. The act of releasing my affirmative prayer ensures that the how is up to spirit. I accept and I allow. For when I release it, the universal law of mind can freely respond to my new spiritual understanding, revealing abundance and support in place of my concerns. So right now, I release all fear and worry, and I allow this process to move forward. I deliberately choose to let go of the problem, and I am confident that the good I desire is already unfolding. So in this moment, right now, I release these thoughts, this affirmative prayer, this statement of gratitude that it is already done, to the activity of the universal law of mind. It is done. And so it is.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me. Ask me where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joy lives at my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me. As me, for where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever. and where I play, God is playing boldly in and out and through me as me. Oh, oh, do-do-do. Oh, oh, hey, yeah. Where I am, where I stand, whether I play, where I work and breathe and move and feel, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and leave. God is, life is, joy is, oh, God is.
Well, I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Baby, I've been here before, you know, I've seen this room and I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you, and I've seen your flag on the marble arch. And love is not a victory march, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. And she tied you to her kitchen chair, and she broke your throne, and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, there was a time when you let me know what's really going on below, but now you never show that to me, do you? And remember when I moved in you, and the holy dove was moving too, and every breath we drew was hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
and peace in my mind. God within revealed, joy and peace in my life. I am healed. I am one with God. I know the truth. I am one with creation and one with you. There is no separation between all that is. I am one. Joy and peace in my heart. Always I feel joy and peace in my mind. God within revealed, joy and peace in my life. I am healed. Spirit dwells within me and guides all I do. It infuses my life, and with the light I am new. I am rich with abundance of all that is good. All is good. Joy and peace in my heart. Always I feel joy and peace in my mind. God within revealed, joy and peace in my life. I am healed. From the core, I thank you, God, for teaching me this truth. And knowing it is so, I release it all to you. Joy and peace in my heart. Always I feel joy and peace in my mind. God within revealed, joy and peace in my life. I am healed. Joy and peace in my heart. Always I feel joy and peace in my mind. God within revealed, joy and peace in my life. I am healed. I am
All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. Twist and turns, unexpected, day by day moving on. I don't have all the answers, come what may, right or wrong. All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. Crashing waves touch the shore. Time moves faster every day. Ebb and flow, no control. All that's left to say, all we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through, and help each other through.
Hi, everybody. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. Isn't that the truth? I am so delighted to be here with you. I'm Reverend Anna Hokangas, and I'm delighted that Emilio Zaris is here as well with us today, like usual, singing his beautiful songs. And welcome, 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 Unity live stream. That's who we are, that's what we do, and we do it for you. So let's begin with our song for the month, I Am the Place Where God Lives, by Eddie Watkins Jr.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. You are the place. We are the place where God shows up. Sing it with me, everybody. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Oh, thank you, Amelia. That was beautiful. And, you know, this is one of my favorite songs, Holy, Holy Way. Ricky Byers Beckwith made it famous. And I think it touches my heart. And it really speaks to this journey that we're on through COVID right now, isn't it? You know, being able to walk, knowing Spirit is looking after things. So, yeah, let's do it again.
It's an invocation. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall. Let me learn from all the ways I fall. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me share the good that overflows. Let me share the good that overflows. Oh, let my stance rebuild the path of peace. Let my stance rebuild the path of peace. Oh, let me talk each day a little kinder. Let me talk each day a little kinder. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, breathe in that whole idea of living in a holy, holy way. So join with me in consciousness for this opening intention, this opening prayer. Knowing that there is only one thing going on here: Spirit, God, the divine, Creator, whatever you choose to call it. And relaxing into this knowing that Spirit is benevolence, Spirit is grace, and that in every way, each of us is being looked after. And so I open up to this support, to this benevolence, knowing that my life is guided and supported in ways that I can't even imagine. My heart is filled with gratitude in remembering this and knowing that this journey is truly a holy, holy way. So I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in saying, and so it is.
are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. Please sing it with me. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth. And who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. Please sing it with me. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth. And who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. And who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. Please join me and own it. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. And who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. One more time, sing it with me. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. And who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world.
Yes, you are. And yes, you are. You are a blessing to the world. Before I read the absolute word for today, love, I'd like to just invite you to consider joining us over the holidays. There are basically 6 different Sundays, starting with Advent, which is November 29th, where we celebrate rituals, which we typically do together. But because we are going to be doing it from here and you at home or at your office, wherever you're watching this, we have created something we call a festivities kit, which contains all of the items that you will need to participate with us in all of these different festivities. So Advent includes the Advent book for the entire month so that you have something to read every day, and a candle that you can light for every week of Advent. And then we roll into the angel service and remembering those who aren't in our lives. So there is a special candle and some special readings and things that you can do with us while we're doing the service. And then we move into Christmas time, and we have the 12 powers and the candle lighting service. We have a special number of items in that kit that you can follow along with us. Then following that is Burning Bowl. And in the Burning Bowl service, of course, it's very difficult to have you here burning what you're wanting to release. So we are including special release paper that we call flying prayer paper, and that's in the kit as well. And then, of course, the White Stone Ceremony, which is the first Sunday of January. And there's a white stone and a special marker so that you could write on it and follow along with our meditation. So I hope that you contact us through our office, which is admin@unityspiritualcenter.com, and order your kit today. We start November 29th, and you don't need the kit to participate, but it's just so much fun to know that you're doing it at home as well as us doing it here. So let's go into the absolute word, which is love. For today, we're focusing on love. I immerse myself in the awareness of the principle of love. The principle of love is fundamental to each member of the human family. We use principle of love to bind us together and create harmony in our world. When we make the decision to think, feel, and act lovingly, we consciously live from the love that we are. The feeling of love blossoms and grows between us. Today, I immerse myself in the awareness of the principle of love underpinning my consciousness. My heart overflows with a renewed and growing awareness of love as I desire to give in service to others. I release old resentments. I forgive those who have hurt me. I forgive myself for the resentments I have held against them. I smile and share my joy. I harmonize and unify myself with all people. So take a moment now and just smile. And imagine sending love out to the world. For love is who you are at your core. So we have been journeying through the year of 2020, perfect vision, seeing through a spiritual lens. And oh my goodness, have we ever had to see through a spiritual lens this year? It has been quite amazing. And so this month, we're living as compassionate conduits. How can we allow love to express as we move through life? And so today, we're focusing on I stand for love in this world. And let's explore that. What does that mean in standing for love? And I hope that I've picked some interesting things for you to consider. First, we're going to look at mastering life. And then it's a call to action. And then we're going to talk about being a good loser. So are you ready? So being spiritual doesn't mean pulling away from the world. It means mastering it. And some people think that, oh, well, they need to be on a 2-week silent retreat, or they have to be like a monk and live in a monastery to truly be spiritual. But actually, our greatest spiritual work is to live through all of life's pleasures, challenges, and struggles, and master our way of walking through it. So let's look at that a little more deeply. It's possible to engage in all of life's activities without being controlled by them. And I know that can be difficult at times, but we can be in the world of events as masters of ourselves and of our minds. That there can be all kinds of chaos, almost like you can be the eye of the storm with everything blowing around you, and it does not have to affect you. It really is a choice, and it's a gift that we've been given by Spirit to have that choice. So let's look at that. So being spiritual doesn't mean that we can withdraw from the world and somehow think that that's how we are closer to Spirit. You are close to Spirit whether you notice it or not, because Spirit is within you, within every cell of your being, within the spaces between the cells of your being. It is all around you as the aura of who you are, and it is the space that we're in. Spirit is everywhere. And so you don't have to somehow go into a special room and close the door and all of that to be spiritual. You can be spiritual in the midst of all this chaos. This is not the time to sit on a cushion and be around only people who don't read the news and try to live under a rock. And I know that some people think that's the only way to be spiritual, but no, actually, the more action that you put into your life, the more you get to see how what you have learned and cultivated in your own spiritual journey is put to work. So it's easy to be holy in a monastery, isn't it? Or it's easy to just think about God on a Sunday, or while you're watching a live stream, or you could call it creator or the universe or whatever. The thing is that I invite you to start to open up to not just being holy on a Sunday or when you're watching a live stream, but to be wholly holy in your journey. And that is to be completely in alignment with the Spirit within. So, how do you master your thoughts and your mind? So what do you think you need to do to actually master your thinking and your mind? I know some of you think that it's to be aware of your thoughts. Others think to stop saying certain things. Others, like I was saying, feel that, well, I'm just not going to hang out in those places because it's really difficult for me to control my thinking and my emotions when I'm around certain people. But I mean, ultimately, wouldn't it be great to be able to just feel centered and grounded no matter where you are, no matter what is going on? And you have that choice. And it begins with gently saying to yourself, perhaps every morning when you wake up, I choose to be aware of my thoughts and my reactions as I move through my day so that I can be more deliberate in my choices. So the only way that Spirit has of bringing forth our values for a world that works for everyone is through us. We can't sit here and hope that someone else out there is going to make the difference. Because yes, they may make a difference, but you have to wait for them to do that. You don't have to wait for anyone. You can begin with you, through you, as you, with even the small sphere of influence that you feel that you have. I had a conversation with my son this week. He lives in Finland. And I was saying to him that one of the things that I've had to learn without having an audience, not even a studio audience, because we're doing this live streaming, is that am I reaching people with these ideas that I'm talking about? Are these ideas landing? I'm not seeing faces that say, yeah, I get that, or, ooh, I wonder what that is. And he said, you know, you make a difference. He says, look at me. He says, even if you only made a difference with just me and how you taught me when I grew up, you've made enough of a difference in the world. And so I invite you to think about that you may not be the person who is on TV every day, like let's say the President of the United States, and making a huge impact on the world. You may be just you, and your sphere of influence is your cat and the people you see at the grocery store. The thing is that who you are and the vibration of who you are affects the world, even if you cannot feel it, sense it, or know that it's going on. Just trust in the process, because you do make a difference. You are magnificent, and you are unique, and you are an expression of the divine, and you deserve to be as much you as you choose to be. Go for it. So Spirit is 100% engaged with you. The question is, are you 100% engaged with Spirit? And I know you might say, well, you know, I don't know if God is necessarily in this equation. God is always in this equation. God is what causes you to breathe and to think and to move and to have this vessel, this body. God is 100% invested. And so it's your turn now. What do you need to do to feel that investment, that 100% Spirit? And only you can answer that. And I hope that every week I give you some ideas on how you might do that. So this is the call to action. So Henry David Thoreau, if any of you have read any of the original New Thought writers back in the turn of the century and the late 1800s, 1846 was when Henry David Thoreau was actually thrown in jail. He was a naturalist, he was a slavery abolitionist, he was a writer, and he was resisting paying this poll tax that helped to fund the Mexican and American War for 6 years. He didn't want to pay the tax. And because he didn't pay the tax, he spent a night in jail. Now, fortunately, he had some very wealthy friends, and they paid the bail to let him out. But in that day that he was in jail, his friend
Ralph Waldo Emerson, who you may know from his writings as well, visited him in jail and said, "Henry, what are you doing here?" And he responded back, "What are you doing out there?" And what he was referring to is, how come you're not making a big stink about this stuff that you don't believe in, that's going on? Why aren't you standing for it? And so I invite you to think about what things are going on out there that perhaps are really bothering you, and what can you do as you in the environment that you have right now to make a difference. And only you know the answer to that. So full screen for the slide, Randy, please. So in Ezekiel 2:3 through 8, he says, "I'm sending you to a rebellious nation." This is God speaking. "The people are obstinate and stubborn. Do not be afraid of what they say or be terrified by them. You must speak my words to them, whether they listen or fail to listen. But you listen to what I say to you." And it's interesting, as I think about that particular phrase, yes, sometimes, the world does seem obstinate and stubborn. Sometimes I'm obstinate and stubborn. And Randy's shaking his head, "No, never." The thing is that I invite you to consider what's really true for you in terms of your spirituality. And how willing are you to be really open about that and about whatever it is that's going on and what you might do about it. So remember that in every story, you are every part of a story. So if you're seeing something out there, there is something about you in every aspect of that story. If you're reading a story in a book and it compels you either in a positive or in a negative way, there's still aspects of who you are. They resonate with you because those stories are about you. So, you are God who is watching world events. And I remember Michael Beckwith from Agape once said that the news was basically prayer requests for him, especially if they were negative news, and that he would go into prayer from the standpoint of seeing the truth and understanding the truth, if not right then, but at some point, and seeing it as God sees it. Are we the stubborn and obstinate who have believed that we are right and others are wrong? And are we the prophet who reluctantly answers the call and is afraid to talk to others who feel differently from us, who maybe might not listen? And you know what? We're both of those things. There are times in our life where we just need to be right or don't want to admit that we're wrong. And why? That's only an answer that you can answer yourself. But, I've found myself in that place and really hunkered down that my opinion, is the right opinion, or being really embarrassed that I was wrong and not being willing to admit that I was wrong. Or that you feel compelled to say something to someone, but you're really afraid of how they might respond back. And yet, that feeling within you is so strong that you have to, and even if they don't listen. And I guess that's the biggest part I'm going for here, is share what it is that's on your heart. But don't expect them to respond in the way that you think they ought to. They may not like what you said. They may not listen to what you said, but that's okay. You were true to yourself. So is there something going on in your life right now where you're holding back? And maybe it's even from yourself. And to just stand in that for a moment, lean into it, and just decide what is yours to do here. Because all of it is okay. But are you willing to stand in what you believe in? That's what I'm asking you. So what's an example from your life where you were reluctant to engage or speak up on something because you were afraid of being rejected or not listened to? I'm sure there's a few things that come up, don't they? So what might be an example? Emilio, anything come up for you?
Oh.
He's got to get his mic on here.
I was afraid you'd ask me.
Was there something that you were really reluctant to maybe speak up on that was really true in your heart, but you held back because you were afraid? And I mean, you don't have to say what it is, but do you remember times like that?
Oh, definitely.
And so what has changed now? Or has it changed?
It's a choice. It's
Okay.
a choice on whether to speak up or not to speak up. And I think, again, it's a learning experience for each one of them. Again, are you willing to speak up on something because you were afraid to? Yes and no. Just like now, you're asking me this, and I'm going, oh my God.
Yeah, this was. I should have warned him
Yeah,
about this one because
she
this
didn't
is a
warn me
this
this
is a
one.
heavy one.
Yeah, but no, it's true. Like there are certain times when I do speak up if it's really urging me to say something, and I know that Spirit is calling me to do so, and it's not so much that I have to be right or anything like that. It's more about having the need to a sense that I need to speak up on something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you can't remain quiet.
I
It doesn't
can't
matter
remain
what they
quiet,
say.
Yes, but there are certain times when I choose to remain quiet and I allow it to unfold as it may, because it's, and then sometimes I just pray on it, and that works too, right? So I can't change necessarily what's going out there, whether I speak up or not. But if I do the inner work, then it shifts regardless anyway.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, and that brought up to my mind something, and we'll go back to the camera here, Randy. Brings up the idea that there's been a few times where I really felt compelled to push my agenda and my idea. And if I had just relaxed into it, like Emilio had just suggested, prayed on it, then if I had relaxed into it, it would have resolved itself anyway, because that desire that I had was enough energy for it to start to shift anyway. I didn't need to necessarily say anything. And so I look back at that, and all I can tell you from my own experience is it's a process, and that you exercise that muscle of when is a good time to speak and when isn't, and when is it a good time to just step back and allow it to unfold, and when is it absolutely necessary to stand up and say something. And I mean, every situation's different and it's a moving target, but it really is individual, and it is a learning process. So don't be hard on yourself with this. And don't all of a sudden go out there and start blurting out everything that you feel you need to say. I'm not asking you to do that. You can. What I'm asking for you to do is to become a deliberate responder to everything that's going on. When are you being way too passive at a time when you need to take action? And when are you being way too active when it's time to step back and perhaps let something unfold, or let someone else make a mistake, for instance? They're just good questions, aren't they? So, have you been stubborn or obstinate? I know that the more I learn, the more when I catch myself being stubborn or obstinate, then I'm kind of mad at myself for having gone there, because I'm really working on being in the flow, being at the center of that storm that's whirling around, and allowing for Spirit to bring me the wisdom that's required at that time. And when I forget, I think, oh, I'm just haven't got that one quite yet. But there's also a little joke that I say, that the day that I have it all figured out is the day that I'll croak. So life is that kind of a process. It's a process of learning and relearning and remembering and awakening to who we are and who we are to each other. So Reverend Dr. William Barber said this: "Not saying something is not an option in certain cases. You can't see injustice and say nothing. You can't see an abuse of human beings, for instance, because of their race or their creed or their sexuality, and not say something. The prophetic call demands that we say something. How will the haters learn they're wrong unless they learn of God's love?" And isn't that the truth? So sometimes it is a teachable moment. It's a teachable moment, and it doesn't mean that you have to be angry or any of that, but to just say, stop. Have you really thought about the implications of these actions? So being a good loser. This part of the topic came up because of the election in the United States. Think about this. 74 million, I believe it is, voted for Biden. 78 million voted for Biden, and 73 million voted for Trump. I mean, that's basically the country divided in half. I know there's approximately 5 million there that makes the difference, and that's a huge amount of people. But think about the conflict that could be in that country, depending on who ends up being the person that is at the helm of that country. And it certainly looks as though Biden is the one who is going to be. And one of the things that he has said from the podium is that he wants to be the president for everyone. And so how can we, in our life experiences, as we have conflict with others or competitive situations where we're not always on the winning side, sometimes we're on the losing side, how can we be a good loser, and also how can we be a good winner? So winners and losers, we talked about the election, and there are all kinds of other events as well. Perhaps you are competitive in something, and you love to win and you hate to lose, or you really don't care when you go in, you just love to play the game, and it doesn't matter who's a winner or loser. What I'm inviting you to consider at this time is that competition is part of our society. It's part of how I certainly grew up. There was always a level of competition there. But the thing is that it doesn't allow for us to really stop and be loving in that process. Loving, and I think about the Olympics, for instance, all of those fantastic people who have worked so hard, and only one gets to stand on the tallest podium with the gold medal. But every one of them deserves the gold medal. And so how can we become a society that honors all of the participation and all of the different ways that we're looking at life and saying that it's all okay as long as it's not hurting or abusing someone else, that it's all okay? So let's say I'm playing a card game and I slam the table. What's the cost to my friendships at that table? And yet, I was thinking about the opposite of that. Somebody wins and they start jumping up and down, na 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 na, I won, na 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 na. I mean, that's equally as offensive it can be, and yet why is it that we seem to think that's okay, but somebody slamming the table and marching out because they didn't like it isn't okay? So we have a little bit of a skewed sense of how we handle things. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not asking you to do one thing or another, but just to be aware of how it is part of our living, this competitive thing, and that there's always someone who's a winner, someone who's a loser, and to take the broader perspective and to honor all of it. So when I storm out of the room, what will be the cost in invites to future events? I may not be invited back. And that's the whole thing. I remember Martha Creek was doing a training in conflict resolution. She is a unity minister that travels the country doing talks and classes and courses. And she basically had us do this exercise where, and I'll ask you to do the same thing. Remember when you were around 4 or 5 years old and you didn't get your way? Perhaps it was you wanted an ice cream cone, or you wanted Mom to buy you something at the store and she said no, or something like that. You did not get your way. How did you respond? How did you respond, Emilio, when you didn't get your way? Do you remember?
Yes, I was a brat.
Yes. So what did you do? Stomp your feet, or did you yell, or?
Oh yes, I had hissy fits,
Okay.
right? So it was like not pretty.
Okay. So in a hissy fit, what was it? Yelling or demanding or crying?
Oh, yeah,
or?
yeah. I felt like, well, I was the first male child in my family, so I felt entitled until I didn't. So, yeah, they loved me, no matter. So I guess at a certain point as a child, you go, how far can I take this?
Yes. Yeah.
And then when you finally don't get something your way, when I finally didn't get something my way, I was a pain. It was not pretty. I would stop. I had tantrums. It's not pretty. So, but thank God I've learned from that. And
I'm glad too. And what Martha Creek was teaching was this whole idea that how we behaved as that 4 or 5-year-old for many adults still is the default reaction when we don't get our way. And that is one of the first things to start to acknowledge. How do you respond when you don't get your way? I know that I kind of purse my lips and I get really silent, and if I'm really mad, I start crying. And there are times still, if I don't get the results that I'm expecting, that's the first reaction because it is so ingrained. And I've had to learn to go with the flow, to lean into the results being different. And I'd like to report that I'm much better most of the time. And so I invite you to think about and Randy's nodding his head, oh good. So how do you respond? Do you respond by that default mode of when you were 4 or 5? Or have you learned a different way to respond when you don't get your way? Just a question. So when I get visibly angry, what will be the cost to my reputation? And really, isn't that a great question in terms of when we get visibly angry? First of all, why did we get angry? Why did I get angry? And what are the repercussions of that? Losing doesn't ruin how someone views you, and that's the truth. But your reaction to it might. So if you know that you struggle with losing, remind yourself of the cost as often as possible. So are you ready to stop, to breathe, and to be stronger than your emotions? Because it is a choice. So we talked about mastering life and to take action when it's yours to take, and also how to be a good winner and a good loser. So I hope you got something interesting, maybe one nugget out of what it was that we were talking about. I hope you did. And so say this with me. I am and will be a stand for love in this world. No matter who is listening, I am listening and I am engaged. For who you are is enough. So let's anchor this with the power of one.
Life can be a challenge. Life can seem impossible. It's never easy when so much is on the line. But you can make a difference. With courage, you can set things right. The gift to dream and make dreams real is yours and mine. The power of one begins with believing. It starts in the heart, then flows through the soul and changes the world. Imagine how life would be when we stand in unity. Each of us holds the key to the power of one. Each of us is chosen. There's a mission just for you. Just look inside, you'll be surprised what you can do. The power of one begins with believing. It starts in the heart, then flows through the soul and changes the world. Imagine how life would be when we stand in unity. Each of us holds the key to the power of one, and one by one we can make this world a much better place. The power of one begins with believing. It starts in the heart, then flows through the soul and changes the world. Imagine how life would be when we stand in unity. Each of us holds the key. It's inside of you and me. Each of us holds the key to the power of one.
Whew. Don't you want to just jump up and applaud? That was fantastic. So join with me in this prosperity affirmation, which we do every week. So just imagine prosperity flowing to and through and as you say this. From the love of pure spirit in me, I bless all that I give. It goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith in the good in my life. It does great work in the world and it returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am prosperous. Thank you, God. And so one power, Daniel Namot. This is one of my favorite songs. And I think it's one of Emilio's favorite songs, too.
It is, absolutely. This is what I stand for. One power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angel's wings, or heaven's door. Well, whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, have different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in our hearts we're all the same. And we'll remember when we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. Well, whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. It's the moment of creation, it's an everlasting peace, it's the freedom of forgiveness, it's the sweetness of release, it's the joy of inspiration, it's the sunshine on your face, it's the birthright of all nations, it's the boundlessness of space, it's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep, it's the anger we abandon for its love that's most deep. It's one power, one power. What we are is one. One power is the power of the love. that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power.
I'd like to invite you now for our closing prayer to do just a 1 minute, maybe 2 minute meditation. So close your eyes if that's comfortable. And just take the whirling thoughts that are going on in your head and move your attention gently to your heart center as you gently breathe in and out. And just imagine that your heart is actually doing this gentle breathing in and out. Gently in and gently out. And now, using your imagination, allow the love that is within you, that is the love of Spirit, to go out from you, first surrounding you completely, and out into the world, into the room that you're in, into the house that you're in, into the building that you're in, into the yard that is around it, into the street, into the city that you're in, into the province that you're in, across the country, and see that love surrounding the globe, knowing that love can guide, can heal, does guide, does heal. And just allow it to continue to flow, knowing that the flow from within your heart comes from the infinite place of Spirit within you. And gently bring your attention back to the room. Open your eyes. How does that feel? I know it wasn't very long, but that's how simple being the love in this world can be. And when you begin to do that on a daily basis, then you are guided to know exactly what to do in every situation. And you will find yourself in situations where you are the perfect person to be there to make the difference. You are magnificent. I love you. Spirit loves you. Everyone loves you. And so it is. So in the name of love, Emilio's going to take us out with this beautiful song.
In the name of love, with a heart of grace, overflowing us, decorate this place. As it is below, so it is above. May we always stand in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. In the name of love, may we always be seeking out the best till we all are free, living in the world we've been dreaming of, where we stand as one in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one in the name of love. In the name of love, in the name of love, in the name of love, in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. May we always be seeking out the best in the name of love, in the name of love, yeah. Living in a world we've been dreaming of, in the name of love, in the name of love. In the name of love, let us sing, in the name of love. In the name of love, all as one, in the name of love. In the name of love, in the name of love.
Whew, thank you. And thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget, if you want a festivities kit, the information is actually on the video at the end of this performance, just after this slide. And also know that this is always free for you, just not free to do. So we really appreciate your love offerings and donations. The information is also on the video at the end. Thank you so much again for joining Emilio and I. We are just so honored and blessed to be able to bring this to you every week. I hope that you've enjoyed it, got some little nugget out of it, and know that you are perfect just the way that you are. You do have a choice, and that is the gift that you've been given from God. And so it is. See you next week.